Hi, friends. Welcome back to another episode of Learning with Aunt Susie. Today we'll zoom back in time to meet Henry Ford, the man who helped put the car in many people's hands. Let's drive through his life together, and you can read aloud with me. Henry was born in Michigan on July 30th, 1863. He grew up on a farm but didn't really like farming. Instead, he loved machines and gadgets. At around 11 or 12 years old, his father gave him a pocket watch. Young Henry became fascinated with how it worked. He would take it apart and reassemble it repeatedly to learn its mechanism. He built his first steam engine from scrap parts, and as a teenager he left home for Detroit to learn as a mechanic. Henry loved experimenting. He worked at an electric company and learned a lot, including from the famous inventor Thomas Edison. By 1896, he built his first real car, the quadricycle, with 4 bicycle wheels and a small gasoline engine. He drove it through Detroit streets, and yes, horses got spooked. And fun fact, the quadricycle had no reverse gear. Henry wanted cars that many people could afford, not just the rich. And in 1903, he and some friends started the Ford Motor Company. He changed how factories worked by using an assembly line. Instead of making the entire car in one place, each worker did a small step as the car moved along, which made cars faster and cheaper to build. His famous car, the Model T, came out in 1908, and because of the assembly line, by the 1910s, one Model T could be made in about 90 minutes. For many years, they came in black only because black paint dried faster and was cheaper. Henry didn't just care about machines, he cared about people too. In 1914, he introduced a $5 per day wage, more than double what many workers made, supported an 8-hour workday when many factories used longer hours, and in the 1920s helped popularize a 5-day, 40-hour work week. He also started village industries, small factories in rural areas, so farm families could have factory work in winter and still farm in summer. Later in life, Henry Ford held over 160 patents and kept experimenting. In 1941, he showed off a prototype car with soybean-based plastic body panels that were lighter and more flexible. Henry and his wife Clara lived at Fair Lane, a large Michigan estate with gardens, a power plant, and even a children's playhouse. He gradually passed leadership to his son Edsel and later to his grandson, and Henry Ford died on April 7, 1947, at age 83. Today, you can visit Greenfield Village and the Henry Ford Museum in Michigan to see old cars, his workshop, and his childhood home. More fun facts. All Model Ts were black for a long time. Over 15 million Model Ts were made. When Edison died in 1931, Ford reportedly asked Edison's son, Charles Edison, to seal a test tube at his father's bedside to capture his last breath. That test tube, labeled Edison's Last Breath, is still on display today at the Henry Ford Museum in Dearborn, Michigan. His assembly line idea changed how many things, not just cars, get made today. Thanks so much for riding along with me through the life of Henry Ford. I hope you had fun and learned something cool. If you enjoyed this educational cartoon read-along, please hit the like button, share with friends or teachers. Don't forget to subscribe to Learning with Aunt Susie for more fun stories from history. See you next time.